Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is time for another load order test. I am currently sitting at a 122 mods, and as of right now, the only other mods I might add, I might look into something that retextures things like shrines or standing stones. Not a mod that changes those and changes what they do, just retexture mods. Aside from that, the only mod I do not have in that I plan to add is Dindalod. So Realistic Water 2 is in, and the lighting mod, Eel Effects Shadows is in. All the mods are active except, like I said, I might add a couple of retexture mods and Dindalod. So I did add another tree mod, and here's one of those trees right here. This is Trees Add-on. Now I can run this one alongside Happy Little Trees because Happy Little Trees is just a vanilla tree replacer. It doesn't add any trees to the world, so there won't be any conflict about those two mods putting trees in the same place. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Whiterun. There are a lot of mods in and around Whiterun, and we're going to go take a look at those and make sure that everything's working right and all the patches are working and doing what they're supposed to do. Hint, I already know they're not. Well, there's one issue in one place, so we'll see that when we get there. But there is something I want to talk about, something that concerns me a little bit. First off, let's dispatch this guy. And the thing that concerns me revolves around Dindalod. So when I was making the Flights of Skyrim videos, I believe the first 6 videos were done without Dindalod, and the last 4 were with Dindalod. And the way I would make those is first I would come up with a theme. So, for example, Forts of the Midlands, right? That was a theme. So I would go in game, and then I would use TMM1 like I have right there. Show all map markers. I bring up the map, and I'd identify all the forts that are in the area that I would consider the central third of the map. And then I'd write them all down, and then I'd kind of plan a route, and, you know, do I want to go north to south or south to north? And then kind of look at it and plan a map, a route of which forts I want to get and which ones I want to fly past. And the next step in the process would be to go to the last fort on the list and look at that one and say, okay, where do I want to end the video? Where do I want to land, in other words? And once I figured that out, then I would fly over that last fort and find out the best way to approach that fort where I can fly over it and line up for the landing. Do I need to come at it from the northeast, the northwest, right over top? Should I be higher, lower? I'd fly over that several times until I had that route going over that last place and would line me up for a nice landing. Okay, no problem. And so then I would back up to the next fort and say, what's the best way to fly over this fort where it will line me up for the last one? And I'd take several flights over it many times until I had that little section worked out. So I'd work in reverse. And then I would go to the fort before that and keep working backwards, the same process. So once I had the route worked out, then it would be a matter of flying the entire route, start to finish, multiple times until I had everything worked out exactly where I wanted it to be. If you look at the Wingsuit Edition videos, you'll get an idea there of what I had to go through. That one took a lot of extra work because you know, I'll fly over Little Rise and then immediately there's 2 trees and I zip right between them, or You know, I see a cluster of trees and I fly a straight line and there's just one little hole between the branches. That wasn't accidental. That's every bit of that was planned. So it took a lot of practice runs. Once I had the route worked out, and I would fly it a whole bunch of times, and I felt like I had the whole pattern worked out. Then I would start recording, and I'd run it 5 times while recording. And if I was happy with one of those 5, that's the one I went with. I know in one case I wasn't happy with it, and I think I got up and left it and waited till the next day because I was getting a little frustrated. And I ran it 3 more times. I still wasn't happy, and I was about to get up and walk away again. I said, well, let me try it one more time. And that last time, it worked out pretty good. So the point is, after all that gibberish, is that I put probably 6 to 10 hours into each one of those episodes, each one of those flights videos, which are only a few minutes long. So there was a lot of in-game time. During the first 6 that I was not using Dynalod, I did not have any crashes to desktop. And I mean, we all get a crash to desktop every once in a while, but I didn't have any during that process. Everything ran fine. After I installed Dynalod 3, I had 1 crash to desktop every one of the last 4 episodes, and one of those I had a crash to desktop twice. So you can understand, 6 to 10 hours in game per episode. The first 6 I had nothing, no problems. The last 4 I had 5 crashes to desktop with Dynalod 3. I'm a little concerned about its stability. Makes sense. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, the older version of Dynalod, I don't remember ever having a crash to desktop that frequently. Again, every once in a while, everybody's going to have a crash to desktop. Let's get a quick trip over to Whiterun. Hey, man.
Fool, the Imperial Legion will have your blood. You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people.
Nah.
What say you in your defense?
Oh, come on. It was a slap. It was just a... Are you really going to take me to jail for a slap?
You're going to rot in the Dragon's Reach dungeon.
Well, that's uncalled for. Alright, so here we are, just inside the entrance to Whiterun.
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak.
I don't know if I really needed to punch a guard, but I didn't go through the whole Helgen thing, so I figure that's probably the most guaranteed way to get into the city. Anyhow, to finish what I was saying before, I'm a little concerned about the stability of Dynalod 3, and I'm considering putting in the older version, or maybe not at all. So I'm still a little undecided about that. Don't walk into me. Alright, so having said that, there are a lot of mods active right now here inside Whiterun. And I'm going to throw up a picture here. This image right here is vanilla Whiterun. And now here it is with the mods. Quite a significant difference. So what we have going on here is JK's Whiterun, which is a terrific mod. And we have another mod called, I think it's Whiterun Trees Overhaul. I'll put it up on screen. That's the one that adds these trees in here. And the thing I like about this one is it adds trees, but it doesn't go over the top. And this mod is compatible with JK's Whiterun. So the two go very, very nicely together. We also have Noble Skyrim, which improves the textures on some of these buildings. Now, Noble Skyrim also changes the streets in here, but I have another mod overriding that one called the Streets of Whiterun, and that gives us this nice cobblestone effect. So we have the Streets of Whiterun, Noble Skyrim, Whiterun Trees Overhaul, and JK's Whiterun. That's everything that is visible right here. Here's some of the other things that JK's Whiterun adds. Now I also have some of the JK's interior overhauls. We're going to take a look at these. There are a lot more than the ones we're going to look at here. I only have the ones for the businesses here in Whiterun. There are a lot more, probably 20 or so other ones. I'm not going to install all of those because all of those, each one of these requires anywhere from 1 to 3 patches, whether it's an ELFX patch, Immersive Citizens, or what was the other one? Oh, unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. A patch for the patch, in other words. So there are multiple patches for each one of these interior overhauls. But we're going to take a look at War Maidens first up.
You see anything you like.
So keep in mind, this is with ELFX shadows with the enhancers, so it's a bit darker in here. But here's what this place looks like in its vanilla form.
You look like someone who knows how to wield
It's pretty barren, isn't it? You think they could have added a few more things. So yeah, I'm going to need to tweak the interior brightness a little bit. It's just a little bit too dark in here.
Both light and heavy.
But the JK's overhauls do a fantastic job. Next, the Drunken Huntsman.
Just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Here's how it looks with JK's interior overhaul. And now here is the vanilla version. Amazing, right? Quite a difference. I mean, the lighting alone is pretty striking, but if you look at just the amount of decoration and detail put into it, they're really impressive mods. Next up is Bellathor's General Goods. Good old Bellathor. And it looks like a general goods store. We'll look at the vanilla version. It's shocking, the difference, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. And I would seriously consider the other interior overhauls, but it's, like I said, it's a lot of patches.
I'm prepared to make any deal. Foolish old woman.
Arcadia's Cauldron, the local alchemist.
Around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
Let me back up in the corner here. Try to line these pictures up. Okay, here it is with JK's, and now the vanilla version. So when I say vanilla version, of course, what I mean is the unmodded, the original unmodded version. Amazing difference, huh? JK's did such an amazing job with these. All of the interior overhauls are really fantastic.
All I can think about is my son, my Thord. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive.
And this is the Bannered Mare, the local watering hole. Yeah, I definitely need to tweak the interior brightness a little. Wait a minute.
If it's a lady you're looking for,
Ouch.
we best look elsewhere. Once Mikhail gets them, they're got.
Okay, here is the modded version, and now the unmodded version. And let's take a view
So,
from
Mikhail,
up here.
What will it be tonight, huh? Something upbeat? A Breton jig, maybe?
Well, I was thinking maybe something mournful.
Whoa, I just walked through a wall.
These are rather trying times, after all.
We've been down this road before, Mikhail. Save the sap and sadness for your lady friends.
Okay, there's definitely a problem here that I didn't notice before.
Yes, you do raise a good point. What about
The sweet maiden fair from Hadleyshire.
Well, that's not bad. But I was
Huh.
thinking
Well, that's
Monroe's mead
interesting.
really gets the place moving.
Not really sure what this is about. I've used this mod before. That's kind of strange. That's not supposed to be there. There should be a wall right here,
Oh, Sadia.
Yes, Mum?
I think.
I'll be needing you to mop the place down extra tonight. Lots of spills.
All right. Well, I'll worry about that later. I came through here before and I did not look at the Bannered Mare. I looked at the other ones and I only noticed one problem. It was up here at Dragon's Reach. Oh, wait. Let's do a little comparison. JK's Whiterun and Vanilla Whiterun.
I'm cooking a special breakfast for a friend, and they're his favorite.
Would your good friend be named John, by any chance?
And let's head on up the hill. Do another little comparison. I'm still on the fence about Raid Weathers. Not that I have a problem with what it does. So what I have a problem with is the way things are looking. Looking a little bit hazy. So again, this is modded Whiterun, and here is vanilla Whiterun. There is a problem here inside Dragon's Reach. And there you can see the problem. That's probably an occlusion plane. But I'll check the patches again and see if there's something I need to adjust there. Or I can look at the mod and see if that's a problem. I'll check the mod authors page too. But the rest of it's there. It's just an occlusion plane. What that does is it prevents the game from rendering what's on the other side of it in an effort to improve performance. So, but these all these mannequins and these banners, this is stuff that JK's added. So, here's the modded version and the unmodded version. See, we're still here. But that's what an occlusion plane can do. So I had a picture from here at the top of the stairs, but it's kind of pointless to put it up there because we can't see anything to compare it to. But yeah, again, it's a little bit dark in here. I'll mess around with the E&B off camera. This is Farngar's little area right here. This is the modded version and the unmodded version. The difference is just, it's insane how much how plain the vanilla version is. And I've got another mod in that makes these soul gems glow, which is a really cool effect. It uses the E&B to do that. It's called E&B Light. And here's the kitchen. We come over here in the corner. This is the mod, JK's Dragon's Reach, and here's the unmodded version. Quite a bit of difference. Now, if I'm unable to find a resolution for this problem or the one in the Bannered Mare, I may just not use these mods and use the vanilla version. I mean, I love how these look, but it's not going to affect the playthrough, really. So, oh, there is one more place we have to check. Most lighting mods only affect the vanilla interiors, but ELFX will change the lighting in modded interiors as well. I'm not really sure how it's doing that, but so when I made my log cabin, Lakeshore cabin, I had realistic lighting overhaul in, and it looked really good with that one. It looked fine with the vanilla lighting, but when I have ELFX in, especially with the enhancer, it was really, really, really dark in there. Too dark. So what I did was I moved my house mod below ELFX in the load order. So I want to go see if that made any difference. Alright, here we are outside. Let me pop in here real quick and see. Nope, that did not have any effect on it. And it is way, way, way too dark in here. So I guess I'm going to have to make an ELFX patch, which I do not know how to do, but I'll have to figure it out because this is no good. I like the way those soul gems glow. That's pretty cool. But I got mods that make things like Death Bell. Death Bell will glow. What else is it? The Luna Malts and some glowing mushrooms that really didn't glow, but now they will. Alright, let's see how this thing looks in the evening, because I have the lights in here. Right now you can see a little bit of illumination, little spot right there, a little spot right there, and the floor over there. I'm using fill light right now, which is, it's a light source that's supposed to simulate light coming in through the windows. If you look around the chandelier, there's basically no illumination around there. Look at that one, no illumination. But those light sources will come on in the evening, and these fill lights will go out. And you can see the lighting is starting to change. Windows are getting a little bit darker. Now these the fill lights are getting dark, and we're starting to get illumination around the chandeliers. There we go. It's very cool. You can set the emittance for those so that they're off during the day. So there's actually, like right here, there's two light sources. There's the one for the fill light and there's one for the chandelier. But they're on at different times of the day. So very cool effect. You can see the candle horns are lit up around the door. But it's still just way too dark in here, so I'm going to have to see about making a patch. I've got to make a decision on what to do about Dindalad, whether to stay with Dindalad 3 or put the old one back in. I will tell you another little problem I had. I don't know why the water's kind of lighting up there on the edges. That was weird. When I had the older version of Realistic Water 2 in, right now this is the new version of Realistic Water 2, which does not include the watercolors. So I had the old version in there because I wanted the watercolor, but Dindalad 3 did not like the older version of Realistic Water 2. Kept saying that there was a missing texture or something. One of the waterfall meshes or something was missing, and it would quit. So the only way I could get that, I don't even think I used Realistic Water 2 when I was making the flights videos. I don't even think I used it. So it might work fine with Dindalad 3 might work fine with the new version of Realistic Water 2, but I'm kind of leaning towards putting in the old version of Dindalad and the old version of Realistic Water 2 because I've used that before for I don't know, 2 years without any problem. And I like the watercolor, so, you know, newer isn't always better, but, well, it's not a matter of what's better and what isn't. It's just kind of what you prefer. I really wanted the watercolor. And I may put Mythical Ages Weathers back in. I need to go around and check a few more areas and see, because right now I like what the weather does and I like what the raid aspect does, but the visuals aren't quite where I want them. So I got a little bit of thinking to do and a little more in-game testing to do, and see if I can fix those problems in the Bannered Mare and Dragon's Reach. So, but that's going to be it for now. So thanks for watching, and take it easy, and I will see you in the next video.